In a time of great turmoil and change, when the church sought to restore its power and unite a fractured Christendom, a man rose from humble beginnings to become one of the most influential leaders of the medieval world. Blessed Urban II, born Odo of Loggery, was not just a pope. He was a visionary whose words echoed through centuries. His call to arms at the Council of Clermont set in motion events that reshaped Europe and the Holy Land forever. Yet, behind this historic moment was a complex and determined man, devoted to reforming the church, healing divisions, and inspiring faith across kingdoms. This is the story of a Beato Pope whose legacy still stirs the hearts of many, a tale of courage, conviction, and faith that changed the course of history. Chapter 1. The Early Years. Born around the year 1042 in the quiet village of Loggery, nestled in the rolling hills of France, Odo entered a world marked by both faith and uncertainty. His family, devout Christians, nurtured in him a deep love for God from an early age. Even as a young boy, Odo's curious mind and compassionate heart set him apart. He was not content with mere routine. He sought understanding and purpose. As he grew, Odo's path became clear: to dedicate his life to serving God and his church. He joined the Benedictine monastery of Cluny, a beacon of spiritual renewal and reform in medieval Europe. Cluny was more than a monastery. It was a center of learning, prayer, and a force fighting against the moral decay that had crept into the church. Under the careful guidance of seasoned monks and abbots, Odo embraced a rigorous life of discipline, study, and devotion. He was known for his calm voice that carried wisdom beyond his years, and his heart that overflowed with kindness and empathy for all, especially the poor and suffering. Odo's rise was steady and well-earned. From humble monk to respected abbot, his influence grew not just within the monastery walls, but far beyond. He became a trusted advisor, known for his fierce commitment to reforming the church's corruption and lax practices. His vision was clear: a church purified in spirit, united in purpose, and strong in faith. As his reputation spread, powerful leaders took notice. Odo was a man of integrity, a beacon of hope in troubled times. But greater challenges awaited him. His journey was only beginning, one that would eventually lead him to the papacy, where his courage and faith would change the course of history itself. Chapter 2. The Rise to the Papacy. Odo's reputation as a reformer and spiritual leader continued to grow throughout France and beyond. The church was in turmoil, divided by political struggles, corruption, and the challenge of uniting a vast and fractious Christendom. It was a time demanding strong, visionary leadership. In 1088, after the death of Pope Victor III, Odo was chosen to take the mantle of the papacy, becoming Pope Urban II. His election was both a triumph and a daunting challenge. The papal throne was fraught with tension, caught between rival factions and the ever-present pressure of powerful kings and emperors. Urban II faced immediate trials. The church needed reform, but resistance was fierce. Many clergy were entrenched in old ways, and corruption ran deep. Yet Urban's unwavering faith and determination shone through. He worked tirelessly to enforce clerical celibacy, fight simony, the buying and selling of church offices, and restore discipline. But Urban's vision stretched far beyond reform. He saw the fractured Christian world and dreamed of unity, of a church not only purified but powerful enough to protect its people and defend its holy sites. His call to restore peace in Europe and reclaim the Holy Land from Muslim control would soon change history forever. Despite political opposition and the weight of responsibility, Urban II remained steadfast. His voice was a beacon of hope in dark times, inspiring loyalty among bishops, nobles, and common folk alike. His journey as pope was just beginning, but already the world was watching, waiting for the moment he would change the course of history. Chapter 3. The Call to Crusade. In the year 1095, Pope Urban II stood before a vast assembly at the Council of Clermont, facing a Europe fractured by war and internal strife. The Byzantine Emperor Alexios I had sent urgent pleas for help against the advancing Seljuk Turks, who threatened Constantinople and the Christian lands in the east. Urban saw an opportunity, one that could unite the warring Christian kingdoms under a common cause. With fiery passion, he called upon knights, nobles, and peasants alike to take up arms in a holy crusade. His voice rang out through the crowd, stirring hearts and minds. Deus vult. God wills it. This was more than a call to war. It was a call for redemption, a sacred mission to reclaim the holy sites where Christ had walked. It was a plea to heal the long-standing rift between Eastern and Western Christianity, to protect pilgrims from violence, and to restore Christian honor and faith. The response was overwhelming. Thousands from all walks of life took up the cross, ready to march toward distant lands, driven by a fierce blend of faith, hope, and the desire for salvation. Urban's call ignited a fire that would sweep across Europe, drawing knights and commoners into a cause greater than themselves. Yet beneath the soaring fervor lay daunting challenges, logistical hurdles, political complexities, and the brutal realities of war. Urban II's vision demanded not only courage and sacrifice, but steadfast faith in a divine purpose. Thus, the crusade had begun, and with it a new chapter in the history of Christendom was forever etched. Chapter 4: Trials and Triumphs. The journey of the First Crusade was fraught with immense hardship and sacrifice. Vast armies gathered from across Europe, knights in shining armor, humble peasants, and pilgrims all united by faith. Together, they crossed treacherous mountain ranges, scorched deserts, and hostile lands that tested their endurance to the limit. Hunger gnawed at their bodies. Disease spread swiftly through the camps. Harsh climates and relentless battles pushed many to the brink. Yet despite these dangers, the Crusaders pressed forward, bolstered by the vision Pope Urban II had ignited in their hearts. A holy mission to reclaim the sacred lands where Christ had walked. Along their perilous path, the Crusaders forged unexpected alliances with local rulers, faced fierce resistance from well-armed foes, and witnessed moments of miraculous deliverance. Each victory, each step closer to Jerusalem, fueled their unwavering determination. Meanwhile, back in Europe, Pope Urban II continued to strengthen his call for unity. He preached peace among warring nobles and urged the Church to remain steadfast and united. His unwavering leadership shone like a beacon amid the turbulence of the era, inspiring countless souls to dedicate themselves to this divine quest. Though Urban II would not live to see the final triumph of Jerusalem, his bold call to arms and deep faith set into motion a movement that forever reshaped the medieval world. His legacy lived on, immortalized in the courage and sacrifice of those who marched under the banner of the cross. Chapter 5: Legacy of a Blessed Pope. Pope Urban II passed away in 1099, just months after the Crusaders captured Jerusalem, a momentous victory that crowned his vision. Though he never set foot in the Holy Land himself, his spirit was carried forward by the thousands who had answered his call. His legacy was complex and profound. He sparked a movement that changed the course of history, uniting divided kingdoms, igniting faith across continents, and shaping the political and religious landscape of Europe and beyond. Urban II was beatified centuries later, recognized for his zeal and devotion to Christendom. He remains a symbol of courage and leadership in turbulent times, a pope who dared to dream of a united Christian world. His story reminds us that great change often begins with a single voice, bold, compassionate, and unwavering. The call to serve, to fight for what is just and holy, echoes through the ages. As we reflect on his life, let us remember the power of faith and the strength found in unity. Pope Urban II's journey is a testament to the enduring impact one person can have when guided by divine purpose. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the life and legacy of blessed Pope Urban II. His story is one of faith, courage, and vision, reminding us how one person's conviction can inspire the world. We hope you found inspiration in his remarkable life and the profound impact of his mission. If you enjoyed this story, please consider liking, subscribing, and sharing our videos. Your support helps us bring more stories of faith and history to light. May the spirit of Pope Urban II encourage you to stand strong in your beliefs and to seek unity and peace in your own life. Until next time, thank you for watching, and God bless.